Oh, love it when they get it right. Yes, okay. That is gorgeous. Ah, that is gorgeous. Thank you. Cool. Okay, we're gonna, okay, and then I'm gonna put it over here. And here. Hmm. Thank you, Jesus. Hi, Darius. Definitely need the prayer, so thank you, thank you. Ooh, okay. Let me. His service passed, right? Yes. Service is done. Your service is done. So, hey, y'all. Oh, from Jamaica. Ooh, I want to go to Jamaica. Hey. Hi, Patricia. Um, y'all. Technically, the office is supposed to be closed today because it's a holiday tomorrow. I was only here to receive clothing from a family for a service that's being held next week. And a couple of other things I have to do, but I'm not here for long. I think I started to tell you guys about my situation last week. I had to stop because was it last week or the week before? Whichever. I started to tell you guys about my situation. It was last week. And I had to stop because the ram in the bush came in the form of Asa to help me. Thank you, Jesus. Because otherwise, I really don't know how I would have gotten the oversized case out the casket. I honestly don't know. I was pretty confident in my ability to do so before he showed up at the door. Because I had just connected the other loved one, that's not oversized. I had just, got him connected and was lifting him out the casket right when he came. And I was like, oh, poor thing. He was only coming to pick up something. And I didn't know he was coming. And he didn't know whether or not I was going to be there or not. But I was like, thank you. You came in right in the nick of time because I need your help. And he said, oh, it's Ray. What now? What you need? But thanks, Ace. Because he struggled to get the oversized loved one out the casket. So I knew I really would have been messed up. I would have been struggling. He said, you was going to do this by yourself? I said, listen, I am my mother's child. Yes. And I would have figured it out. I probably would have shed some tears, but I would have figured it out. Meanwhile, I had taken on, I don't know, y'all. I don't know what it is with me. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like, as if I don't have enough on my plate. I took on 2 kiddos. I was telling you guys that. I took on two foster kids, siblings, and I was lied to. I was lied to get them placed with me. And because I don't take older kids. I'm sorry. I know the system, they tell you, oh, it's so many kids, they need help. Yeah, they do. And guess what? They are older. And guess what? They all have behavioral issues and stuff. And guess what? No one wants that, because no one wants to be sleeping with one eye open. No one wants to be dealing with all of that. And plus, if I had the help, like if I had me a partner in the form of a man, like a husband, I'm gonna be more specific about my partner that I need, Lord, because I don't know, you be funny sometimes. Don't send. Don't send the man. Don't send some female. That's not what I want. I won't be a man. No. You know, you gotta be specific. Because I'm telling you, Lord he be doing some things, and you be like, he be like, you wasn't specific. So you asked for a partner. So here's your partner. No. Just a little bit more specific, Lord. Partner that I can do life with and other things. Yeah, no, shoot. But anyways, hold on, I'm trying to. It didn't change. Oh, but it's working. So yeah, if I had, that's what I was trying to say. If I had a husband, or even my mommy, if I had my mommy with me, literally, with my mom, I felt like I could do whatever, because my mom was my support. She was my ride or die. You know, when you have somebody that's like that in your corner, and that's, I don't know, you just feel empowered to just be able to do any and everything. But this young lady needed a lot of help, y'all. And it got really, really bad. That day, I had brought them to LA for the first time, because I'm like, I gotta work. I can't be in isolation forever. So I brought them to LA, and I had, I have my niece. She's 7 years old now. And I had her, and I have my son, and then I have a 5-year-old foster daughter. And so, and then a 16-year-old foster daughter at the time. And so I had to come to LA. I was like, okay, because it's like everywhere I go, she had to go, because I didn't trust her to be in my house alone. So she was like a twin or something. I don't know. I don't know. It was uncomfortable. It really, really, really was. So I was like, I have to go to work. So either you're going to come with me to work, or you're going to stay with who I have arranged to watch the other kids. And I guess she coming with me because she wouldn't get off the car. So, okay, coming with me. Fine. So I pull up at my aunt's them church. Now they had jumpers, they had all this stuff for the kiddos at their church, because they was having a fun day. They had the end of their vacation Bible school week, right? So the littles were excited. My aunt proceeds to walk to the car, y'all. Being herself, even though I warned her. I literally warned her. So it irritated me that she did this, but whatever. What you gonna do? That's your aunt. I can't stop her. So she came to the car. She proceeded to greet the 16-year-old. And the 16-year-old proceeded to cuss her out. I was like, I'm in the trunk because I'm getting the stuff for the kiddos, and security was standing there, and I was like, oh my God, could you just take the kids, please? Because she started to cuss and go off, and I was just, can you just take the kids? And I was giving them their stuff and everything. And he's looking like, wait, I need to stay here, because, she was getting body like, like about to fight my aunt, who's a preacher. She's a pastor. I was like, oh my God. I was so shocked and I was so embarrassed. And I hurried up and got out and got in the car and I said, I'm so sorry, Auntie. And I took off down the street. Now, I have never in my life seen anybody disrespect my aunts or my mom or anybody like that. So that triggered me. So me and Sister Girl had words. I was hot. I said, no, what you not gonna do is disrespect my. I don't give a F. What was the girl? Yes, it went there, and yeah. By the time I got here to the mortuary, I was hot. I was like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this. God, I don't even see how you thought I was strong enough to do this. What in the world? So I get in the office. I start doing what I needed to do. As I pulled up, my team was leaving to go on a service. It was John and Tiffany, Miss Tiffany. And they were leaving to go on the service as I was pulling up, and they looking at it, and it was like, you all right? And I'm like, I'll be all right, but I'm looking at like, look at the car. Shoot. So I got out the car and went and came into here and did what I needed to do. And I was thinking in my mind, if she in the car when I get back, fine. If she not, fine with me too. I was cool with that because what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna disrespect me and you're not gonna disrespect my family. Yeah, you can say from the outside looking in, you can always say, yeah, you gotta be understanding of what they're dealing with, what they're going through, this and that. You don't know. I could say that from the outside looking in, but when those words and stuff are directed to you, it's a different story, baby. It's a different story. It's a different story because I've been that one that'd be like, oh my God, no, just she's dealing with a lot, but I'm telling you, when somebody is a child disrespecting you like that, it's a lot. That's a lot. Oh my God. And I kept taking deep breaths like, okay, she's a kid. She's just a kid. She's dealing with a lot. But them words kept slinging, baby. Them words don't, BITCH, what? Oh my God. Yeah. So it's a lot when it's directed towards you. It's a lot. So I was able to calm myself down in the office, calm myself down. And then when I started to calm myself down, that's when I started to feel guilty. Like, okay, she's a child. I should not have approached. I should have approached it differently. I should have done different. I started to beat myself up. And then, yeah, I started to feel conflicted or whatever. And so I said, okay, if she's still in the car when I get out there, then I'll try to handle it differently. And she was still in the car. So I had to meet the team at the other service. So I got in the car and I took a deep breath. I apologized to her for my approach. Yeah, I know. She owed me and my auntie an apology, but I went ahead and apologized to her for my approach because I allowed her to get me out of character. And that's not me. That was not me. So I just said, I apologize. That's not my, it's not me. And I just let her know. I said that was just very triggering watching someone, a child, I didn't say that to her, but a child, disrespect my aunt like that just for simply saying hello. I said, I have a life. I have family. If you're going to be with me, you're going to be around my family. And I can't keep you, like stay in isolation or whatever. And, I said, but for now, when we go back, because we had to go back, So I said, when we go back, I'm just going to ask my family, because I said my family's all nice. They're all going to say hello because they're nice people. So they're all going to say hello and care and everything. So I will just ask them to give you your space and to not approach you and not engage. I said, is that okay? And when I looked over at her, I thought I saw, her eyes red, like she would have been crying. So I know I'm already dealing with it. I know. Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. I don't know. I love kids. I've always wanted to have at least 3 kids and all of that. So I don't know, y'all. I'm not getting any younger, so I don't know. I just wish things were different. I wish I had a partner. I wish I had, when I say a partner, I mean a husband. Again, got to be specific about that. Y'all know some people be in the DMs. That's not male. I'm gonna need them to stay out my DMs. It's men that I love. I love men. I mean, I love people, but I love men. That's who. Ooh, Lord, nowadays you just gotta specify. I'm not fluid or none of that. I like men. Just, that's it. So, yeah, I just felt like she was reachable. Like baby girl just needed some body. And I told her too, I said, I feel like I was asked if I wanted to do a 14-day. 14-day means when you do a 14-day, that means that they will remove the child from your home. And I did not want to do that. Soon as they asked me, I hesitated. As angry as I was at how she did my aunt, I felt like this girl needs some love. And I feel like everybody is doing that to her. So I don't want to do that. So that's what I told her. I said, I don't want to, I don't think I used the word abandon. I didn't say abandon. I can't remember the word that I said to her that I used, but I said, I don't want to do that to you because I feel like everyone is doing that to you. And you know, if you will allow me to care for you, if you will allow me to protect you, I won't let nothing happen to you. I told her, I will not let anything happen to you. I will have your back. Don't, just allow me to do that, to care for you, whatever. Yeah. I had my little speech. Right now, looking back at it, I'm like, girl, you wasted your time and your breath. Because let me tell you, honey, boom, a week later, 1 week later, I had to call the police on sister girl. And I didn't want to do that, but I had to get to work. I had to come out here to LA, and she wouldn't leave my home. She wouldn't get in. I said, now you don't have to get in the car with me, but you have to go. You cannot stay in my house. Oh, I thought I was coming over here. I said, but you can't stay here. Oh, I was all kind of bitch's. She called me a hoe. She called me everything, y'all. Everything. And mind you, I did not engage with her. I really didn't. I can count on one hand how many times I really held a conversation with her, because it's like you set her off just by talking to her. So I never held like a real now we talked here and there, like asking, hey, do you like this, or do you do this, or like, stuff like that, but not like holding a actual conversation, because she will go off on you. So I just gave her space, for the most part. I had to separate her and her sister because they were telling me it might be signs of some type of, yeah. So I didn't see any of that with my own eyes, but I did have to separate them because I didn't know for sure. Something had happened the first night they were in my house. I don't know what happened, but baby girl was the baby girl, the 5-year-old was on the floor. And I was like, why are you on the floor? And she was looking scared. So I said, you know what? Nope. You're not sleeping in here, okay? So I separated them. I didn't know what was going on. So she had a whole room to herself. And I just left her alone. The only time I had to like really engage with her is when we dropped the kids off at daycare, and then we rolled in the car there, rolled in the car back. And then when I had to go pick up the kids, you rolled in the car there, rolled in the car back. That was it. But for the most part, all day long, she stayed in the room. Now, mind you, she's 16. I said, you can go hang out with your friends. It's summertime. Is there somewhere you want me to take you? No, she stayed in the room. So I was just like, I just gave her space. She had it made. You in a safe home. Ain't nobody abusing you. Ain't nobody, oh dang, I hope I could say that word. But ain't nobody is doing anything to harm you or anything. You get food. Oh, but that was an issue. That became an issue, y'all. So let me tell you what led up to me having to call the popos on her. Okay, let me tell you. Are y'all listening? Is this okay with y'all? Don't push yourself too much. You can't save her. I know. But I literally shedded some tears when this was last Friday. I shedded some tears because I really wanted to help her. I really did. But what led up to that moment was, I think it was that Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. I had a conversation with her on the way to pick up the kids. Now, that's the only time I would talk to, have like a conversation. I'm not going to have this conversation in my home where walls and stuff could be, busted or whatever. No. So I'm going to have it in the car on the way, and let me see how she reacts. Mind you, she wouldn't talk to her social worker, won't talk to her attorney. So everybody's depending on me to relay messages to her, right? So I'm like, oh man, I got to be the bearer of bad news, because I had to let her know that she was going to be with me a lot longer than what she even expected or wanted. So I was like telling her, so, unfortunately, I was told that your court date is not until such and such date. And so you're going to be with me a little longer. And I just want to let you know that, my family reunion is coming up. So you guys are going to be with me. And I want to know how to navigate, because if you're going to be with me, then I need to make certain arrangements. If not, if you want me to arrange respite for you, respite is like kind of like an it's like another home, foster approved home, watching the child for a extended period of time, or whatever, a certain amount of time. Give that baby back to the Lord. That's all I could do at this point. No, I did let her know I was the adult. Y'all don't get it. These kids, the system empowers these kids, y'all. Because you can't do nothing. They know that you can't do anything. They know that. The only time she challenged someone was an adults. That's it. She don't challenge kids her age, because she know they can whoop your. You know what? We can't. She knew that. So she used that. So, because kids her age, I watched them approach, and I was like, y'all be careful, because she a hothead. I don't know. And they went, and she was in. I'm like, what? Are you kidding? I said, oh, it's adults. She don't like adults. Oh no, she likes adults. She don't like, it's not like she don't like adults. It's just that she wants to challenge adults because she know adults can't do nothing to her. Okay, got it. Clock that. So I'm talking to her, right? I'm telling her everything, whatever. She goes, F that. I can do what I want to. I can go to the homies, and I'll just come back when No, she said, I'll just go to the homies, something like that. And I said, well, what do you mean? Like, you permanently, or what are we talking? I just need to know so I can, let the social worker know. And she said, I just go to the homies. And I mean, when y'all get back, I'll just come back. Oh, no, baby, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So if it's a situation where there's maybe another adult, an adult involved that, that can be approved, the home can be approved, then I can work something out with the social worker. Oh yeah, she didn't like that. She didn't like that, so she proceeded to tell me how much she didn't like that, using a whole lot of words. And then she proceeded to say, and I don't know why they keep putting me with NIGGAs. Just because I'm black don't mean I want to be with other NIGGAs. I wish they stopped putting me with NIGGAs. What? Okay. Y'all, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot said. And she told me she ain't got to respect me. Respect is something that you do if you want to. I don't have to respect you. You this and that. And because I kept telling her to watch her mouth. I said, watch your mouth. I was like, okay, all right. Okay, no, you don't have to respect me. You're right. But you're in my home. You're in my car. As long as you need to show me some type of respect. I ain't got to do it. Oh, okay. So guess what? That's what I did. Because she also told me that in a previous conversation that her mother did everything for her. She didn't have to cook for herself. She didn't have to even know when it was time to eat. Like, how am I supposed to know when it's time to eat? I said, baby girl, my 3-year-old know when it's time to eat. Like, your stomach will tell you when you're hungry. Well, what am I supposed to do when I'm hungry? You come down and you get something to eat. And I said, now I fixed dinner. You know that. You can see that I fixed dinner. For the most part every night, or I'll, buy dinner, whichever. And I do a big breakfast on Saturdays. But every other day, the breakfast and lunch is on you, sweetie. That's on you. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Where was I? So I was everything but a child of God coming out of her mouth. And yeah, where was I? I was talking about something else though, right? Oh, she said mommy did everything for her. She didn't have to do nothing. She didn't have to think. Now I didn't know if she was telling me that to try to manipulate me and to cater into her or what. I don't know. And she said, and I never even made my own plate until I got to your house. And I'm like, really? She said, yeah, I don't do, laundry, none of that. And that's fine. I did her laundry because I don't want nobody messing up my machine. You don't know what you're doing, don't mess up, no. So that was no big deal. But making your own plate, girl, you 16. Girl, you can make your own plate. So, I guess apparently she didn't like the fact that she had to make her own plate, right? So, since old girl told me, this was Wednesday, she told me, I ain't got to respect you. F-I-N-M-M-M-B, all of that. I was like, oh, okay. Got it. I was real calm, too. This time, she wouldn't get me out of character. This time, nope. I was like, okay. No problem. So guess what I did? I went home. After we picked up the kids, went home. Or the rest of the kids, because she's a kid too. Yeah. So, went home, cooked dinner. The kids were telling me that they wanted what they wanted, so I made it, whatever. And no, was that night? Yeah. So I went home and cooked dinner. And normally when I cook, I call the kids down and say, kids, time to eat. She never come when I do that. Never. So normally I would send a courtesy text to her. Hey, are you eating? The food is ready. Are you going to eat? Are you going to do it? Whatever. That's what I was doing. But since you ain't got to respect me, you know, I'm all kind of everything. Okay. I don't have to give you no courtesy text. So I did not. Food was there. We ate. I ate with the kids. We watched TV. I always let the kids watch pick a movie to watch while they eat dinner. And we did that. She never came. Started to get late. I got to give kids baths and stuff. So I put the food away, cleaned up my kitchen, proceeded to take the kiddos upstairs, give them baths and everything, which is a lot. My 7-year-old knows how to bathe herself, but of course the 5-year-old and my baby boy don't. So I have to bathe them. So that's a lot. Oh, it's a lot. So did that, put them to bed, meaning literally I lay in the room with them until they fall asleep. Well, at least till my son falls asleep. And yeah, did all that. Shut my house down, went to sleep. The next day, did it again. The next day, this was Thursday now. So Thursday, I noticed a change after we picked up the kid. No, actually, before we picked up the kids, she said, I said, okay, I will always come out and say, okay, time to go. And she goes, oh, okay, I'm just going to use the restroom real quick. Now, mind you, she's starting, what? Okay, it said reconnecting. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's starting to, we starting to connect. Cool. I'm getting all excited. Get in the car, go pick up the kids. On the way back, she was laughing and talking with the kids. She don't do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. All right. I think that same night, I think I took my car to the car wash, and she did that. She vacuumed that side, the passenger side. I vacuumed. I was really surprised. I was like, okay, cool. Y'all, we get to the house. She comes around, and her sister sits behind me. Now, mind you, she verbal abuse to the sister, for sure. And I have to tell her, no, don't, you can't do that. Don't do that. And see, I don't know what they did at home, so it's like, ugh. But not in front of me. You don't do that. I said, that's verbal abuse. Anyways, but she came around, she unlocked her sister, got her out the car seat, then went back around and unlocked my son and got him out. I was like, oh my God, there's progress. Thank you, Jesus. Y'all know how when they say, oh my God, they were doing so much better and then they passed? That's how it was. The storm was a-coming. It was a-coming. I didn't know it. I was oblivious. Get in the house, start making dinner, and I call the kids down for dinner. Okay, kids, it's time to eat, like I always do. Only my two come down, and I'm like, hey, where's the other little? Oh, she's upstairs in the room with her sister with the door closed. And I said, doing what? And it was on the phone with somebody they wasn't supposed to be on the phone with. I said, oh, no. So I went upstairs and I said, hey, time to eat. No, I'm on the phone. Nope. It's time to eat. So the other little came out and we proceeded to go downstairs and I fixed the kids, their food, ate, whatever. Now, when I heard that person's name that they were talking to, I was like, something is happening. Something is brewing because her attitude changed. I'm like, okay, something is brewing. So I started to prepare myself because I already knew something was happening. So God told me to pick up my phone and record. So what I did was I recorded the kids eating. These are the kids they're eating. This is what's for dinner. Here is her plate and her utensil. Here is the food waiting for her. Open my pantry. This is all the food in my pantry. Open my freezer. This is all the food in my freezer. Open my fridge. This is all the food in my fridge. Can't say there's no food. There's plenty of food. I don't know. I just was like, I have a feeling I need to do this. And I'm glad I did. Because the next day, y'all, I said, okay, guys, we got to get ready because we're going to LA. I think something bit me. Gosh, something bit me sitting here. Yep, got a mosquito bite. Said, okay, we're going to LA. And then she goes, oh, we're going to LA? And I'm like, yeah. And I said, so pack for a couple of days. And she was like, well, can you just drop me off at my homeboy's house? And I was like, now, mind you, I forgot a very important detail. I had talked to the social worker the day before because I said, I'm a little stressed because everywhere I go, she has to go with me. I can't live my life like that. I said, it's a little awkward, it's a little uncomfortable, and I'm sure she's uncomfortable as well. So this is a lot. Y'all don't have anywhere else she can go. She can do something. I need something, wrap around something. I need some help. So they were trying to talk to me and tell me, what, they could do. And then I told them about, her attitude. And I said, I thought that I would be able to handle it, but something is going on tonight. I don't know what is going on. I thought that she was getting better and we were, clicking, but nope. So we had made a plan. And I was going to take her to their office so that we can have a discussion and present her with the option of either, staying in my home and just, being respectful and, abiding by the rules, which is just respect. That's it. I don't need you. No cussing. Stop cussing in front of the kids because guess what? My son was dropping the F-bomb. My son don't know nothing about the F-bomb. The F word. Kids come telling me, Matthew said the F word. What do you mean? He don't know nothing about the F word. Oh, he heard so-and-so say it and he just repeated it. Oh, I was hot. Stuff like that. No, cannot be doing that. So I said, we need to talk because this is disrupting my household and I need help. And so we made a plan. So if she did not abide, then they would just go ahead and take her that day, which great. That was the next day. That was the plan. So I was like happy, like, yay. So the next day, which was last Friday, we get up, we're going to LA. And when she asked about dropping her off at her homeboys, I said, your homeboys. I said, okay, I would have to see, because we do have to make another stop. So I would have to see. And so I didn't tell her what the plan was or whatever, but I didn't tell her no to her, taking her to her homeboys. I just said, yeah, we have to see it. And I have to figure that out because I do have a couple of other stops to make. After that, I guess that set her off. She was not happy because I wish I could play y'all a recording. But I'm walking around, I'm getting the kids packed up and everything, and I'm on the phone. I have earphones on, right? So I'm on the phone with one of my aunts, and she's like, who is she talking about? And I said, I have no idea, auntie. I'm not even trying to listen. She's loud and she's cussing and everything. I've asked her to not cuss and everything, but she's doing it anyway. So I'm just trying to hurry up and get the kids packed up so they can get in the car so they don't have to hear all of that. So I said, I don't know. But then I realized she was talking about me very loudly because she said, and this bitch think that I want to sit next to her in the car and this and that. I said, oh, okay, so apparently she's talking about me. Okay. Wow. Okay. And so I got my other phone and I started recording, and I got a recording of her just going in on me. I'm all kind of bitchs. I'm hoes. I'm this. I'm that. I'm just like, wow. And this B can't just put the food on the plate. Just put the food on the plate. She act like I'm 20 years old or something. Like, yeah. I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm trying to ignore it. We got this plan. We got this meeting. It is what it is. So my auntie, like, you need me to come out there? Now, I live far. So I'm like, no, auntie, She's like, that just sounds like. So anyways, I proceed to go into the room where she stayed because some of the kids' clothes were in there. So I always knock before I went in there, whatever. And she proceeded, like the whole time she's talking. Now, mind y'all, she's talking to somebody and the phone is out here. She don't have no earphones, no earpiece, no nothing. Phone out here. I don't hear nobody. But she's doing a lot of talking. So I don't know if she was faking the phone. I don't know. But I never heard anybody on the other end. So she's just talking out loud, and I'm trying to hurry up and get the clothes out the drawers or whatever. And my aunt's in my ear, and she goes and NIGGAs don't think that I can just call up the homie and get the homie to come through and just shoot up the house. Who house? And so my aunt on the phone like, wait a minute, she talk. I said, I have no idea, auntie, but yeah, I said, you know what? I see that what type of morning this is going to be. So I let me call you back because I might have to get some help. So I called my other foster mom friend that lives out near me to see where she was, and she didn't answer. So she didn't answer my call. So it's like, oh my God, because she could have came. Now she's ex-military. She has a whole lot. She's dealt with a whole lot of, teenagers and, the ones with behavioral issues and all of that. So she's really more stern and more, me, she's like, you too nice. I don't. Oh, but if baby girl would have threw some hands then, she would have effed around and found out. Don't F-A-F-O. Don't do it, because don't let the nice Don't do it. So yeah. So I tried to call her, she didn't answer. So I tried to call the social worker, she didn't answer. So I was like, okay, oh God. Get the kids in the car. Everybody's packed and loaded and ready to go. And so I'm calling for her. I'm like, it's time to go. And she's steady talking, whatever. So she comes down the stairs, and I'm in the kitchen, and she comes down the stairs and she's steady talking, right? And then I'm on the phone with one of my other aunts, and because she had called me, everybody was calling me. So she had called me, and I was like, Auntie, I'm trying to get everybody out the house. And I said, and so I saw her, and I said, it's time to go. We're leaving. Excuse me. And she proceeded to walk away, and so walked up the stairs. And so I went to the bottom of the stairs, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you heard me, but we're leaving. It's time to go. And she was like, that's good. I was like, okay, what is that? And she was like, that's good. It's my summer vacation. So it's what she say, it's 9:20 in the morning. So I said, well, it's actually 8:20. She said, well, that's even worse. So I'm good. And I was like, what does that mean? And so she kept walking and talking. And I was like, okay, Auntie, I might have to call the cops. So let me go. I got to figure this out. So I'm trying to call everybody but the cops at this point, because I don't want it to escalate to that point. So finally, my foster mom friend called me back, and she was like, what's going on? And I was telling her, and she was like, okay, you might have to call the police on her. And I said, I don't want to have to do that. And she said, you might have to. She said, but do this. I'm going to hit record on my phone, go back up there and let her know it's time to go, and see what she says. So I did that, and she goes, that's good. Oh my God. I said, what does that mean? She said some little riddle thingy. And I said, she said, it's my summer vacation. So I'm not, she said, it's 8:37 now. I might be ready maybe about 10 o'clock. You can check back with me at 10 o'clock. I said, that's not going to work. I have to go to work. So that's not going to work. And she told me, that's your problem. Okay. All right. And then she said, my stomach is, I'm hungry. I didn't get dinner last night. So I said, that's on you. You didn't get dinner. I called everybody down for dinner. You knew that dinner was ready. She said, I didn't get a text. I said, oh no, that's a courtesy, sweetheart. No, I did not send you a text. This girl, entitled much? I said, oh no, you don't have to respect me. I don't have to send you a courtesy text. So you knew it was dinner. And I said, and then the food was put away. You have access to the refrigerator. Ain't no locks and chains on nothing. And she said, no, when I said I called everybody down, she said, don't nobody listen to you. That's what she said. And I said, well, that's on you. So it's time to go. So, and I said, I don't want this to escalate to, I don't want this to escalate any further than, and then she thought, when I said escalate, she thought that I meant fight. So she like, oh, let it escalate, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. She said, girl, you're going to have to call the police on her. I said, okay. So I did that. And while I was on the phone with the police, she came downstairs, and she was talking really loud, cussing about me, calling me everything, like I said, but my name. And the police said, is that her? And I said, that's her. And she said, and I hope they can hear me. Yeah, they need to hear me. I spoke to my mom. She's alive and well. I don't need to listen to this B. This B think I have to listen to her. Da, 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 da. I was like, I said, please hurry. Please. Because meanwhile, she's walking around my house, cussing me out, talking about me, calling me all kind of bitchs, going to my water dispenser, getting my water, calling me a B, and looking at me and woo, 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 getting my... come get her. Please come get her. So she finally comes and she's acting like she's moving towards the car because she's not crazy, y'all. This girl's, I don't think she wants to be this way. I really don't. Because she was trying to, she was scared that the police was coming, but she was trying to act like she wasn't. So she's moving towards the car, but she's not getting in the car. And then I hear her say to somebody, whoever she supposedly talking to on the phone, I'm gonna send you my location. Tell me tell me my address. Baby, I ran up them stairs so fast to go cut off my Wi-Fi because she could not talk to nobody without my Wi-Fi. So I ran up them stairs so fast. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. But as soon as she said that, I ran up them stairs. I went and unplugged my Wi-Fi. I hope it went whoop. Oh. At that point, she didn't have access. So she couldn't be talking to nobody on the phone at that point. So she made her way to the car. And by that time, the social worker called me. And I said, I'm waiting on the police. And she said, okay, well, is she getting in the car? I said, I could care less if she get in the car or not at this point. I'm not driving with her for 2.5, 3 hours. I'm not doing it. Because I would have to drive. I would have had to drive to drop off the kids, then drive backwards to go meet them at the office. That's like a 3-hour trip. So I'm like, I'm not driving 2.5, 3 hours with this girl in the car. She didn't threaten to shoot up my house. I'm good. She didn't call me every kind of name in the book. And when I get her in the car, I can't control what she says, and I can't get her off the car. And I have 3 other kids I got to worry about. So I was like, no, I'm waiting on the police to come and they can do whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh. So just have them take her and I'll just come and get her from there. And I was like, cool. Y'all, she left. And I said, oh, okay, you're leaving? And she said, F that, she said to me, whatever. And she kept on, I was like, whatever. I guess she's leaving. And she said, so, okay, I'm going to have to report her a runaway. And I said, wow. And the tears just started to just flow. And she said, oh my God, Miss Ray, don't cry. And I said, this is a lot. This is a lot. I really tried to help this girl. And I don't know who empowered her overnight to do this because she's never done this before. So whomever she talked to has empowered her to do whatever she's doing. Come to find out, Mom had got released from the hospital the night before. So she had talked to Mom. And I think Mom is who empowered her to be like that because she figured, oh, my mom is out, so I'm gonna go home soon. Girl, she ain't going home. She wasn't going home. So, what else? So I had to call the police. I got off the phone with the social worker. I had to call the police back, let them know that she left. And then, so they said, do you know what direction? I told them what direction. And I said, well, I'm getting ready to leave right now because I have to leave. I'm late. So I'm getting ready to leave right now. If I see her, I'll let you guys know when, where she is or whatever. So the cop stayed on the phone with me while I drove around and, and I saw her and I said, okay, she's right here on whatever. As I saw her, a deputy came around the corner. So the cop that I was waiting for came, and I turned him around and I said, she's right there. And he told me to wait. And I said, I am late. What do you mean? He said, you can't leave. What? You can't leave. She's a minor. I said, oh, she's a minor that ran away. Listen. So whatever. Called the social worker back. I said, he's saying that I can't leave. And she's like, why? They could just take her. And I was like, I don't know. So he came back and he was like, we can't take her. It was a long story, y'all. Going back and forth. Pretty much the cop was trying to talk me into driving her all the way down here. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said, if y'all don't care, y'all obviously don't seem to care about my safety, and that's fine. But at least think about these kids, because as she took off and left, she left her sister crying uncontrollably in the car because she said, I'm going home to mom. Bye. Like, leaving her. So now her sister is uncontrollable. She's crying uncontrollably in the car. I'm just like, Lord, what is this? I'm already stressed. I got this business that I'm stressed about and everything that comes with that. What am I doing? Why did I do this to myself? What in the world? Oh, God. Long story short, the cop ended up taking her because he saw. I mean, he could see. She was, oh, my God. I can't even explain, y'all. It's because I can't say the words that she was saying. Ooh. But he saw. And so he was like, I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to go ahead and take her and wait for the social worker to come. And I was like, oh, thank you. I took off. I get halfway down the block and baby girl is crying. She's crying. So I pull over. I'm trying to get as far away from the cop because I don't want him to change his mind. So I pulled over and to console her. And then she said, I wet myself or whatever. And I was like, oh. Yeah, keep her in prayer, y'all, because keep the family in prayer, because it's a lot. It's a whole lot more going on with the family that I can't talk about, but it's just so sad. I ended up turning around and going back to the house, and again trying to calm her controllably, saying she want her mommy. I want my mommy. I want my mommy. And that's the first time she's ever done that since I had her, and I had her at that point 2 weeks. So never had done that, but it was because of, big sister had triggered her. And I was like, oh, why would she do that? Of course, just, ugh. But went back to the house. I consoled her, then had to fuss at my littles because my big girl was acting up because they don't understand. Like, she's getting this attention, but she's getting the attention because she needs the attention. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to not give you, it was a lot. And I was just like, oh my God. And still had to drive all the way to LA. Oh, I'm telling you, the stress level was, yeah. And when I got her, baby girl, I got her cleaned up and changed and made everybody go to the potty. Because, like, please, everybody go to the potty. We got a long trip. Get back in the car. Put some music on to kind of lighten it up or whatever. And it's a lot. By the time I got to my destination, I didn't have anything, y'all. Just nothing. And we stayed in LA until Sunday. When I went to church on Sunday, because I wanted to make sure that my babies saw their pawpaw. And so I went, and one of the members of the church greeted me, and I said, she was like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm okay. She was like, just okay? And then I said, yeah, just okay. And then she said, do you need a better hug? And she puts her stuff down and she grabbed me and of course the tears just flowed. So now everybody's wondering what's wrong with me. What's wrong with her? What's wrong? You know how people so nosy. So, but during those tough moments, first of all, business is still the way it is. It's still slow. It's still doing what it's doing. And I'm still trying to have faith in everything. Then I took on 2 kids thinking I could do it because they lied to me. They told me first placement, no behaviorals. So I'm like, okay. And they lied. They had lied because I found out the next day by their true social worker that they said, why did they tell you that? And she gave me the laundry list of behaviorals. And I'm like, I said, well, the transporter had already, because they were transported to my home on a Sunday. And the transporter told me, did they tell you this and that? Because I got cussed out all the way here. I'm like, by that time, they're already in my home. I wasn't going to say, oh, no, they need to go. I wasn't going to do that. They're already in my home. So I was like, no, they did not tell me that. She's like, oh, she's a handful. Yeah, they didn't tell you this and that. She is I'm like, oh my God, no, I did not know that. So they lied to get them placed. Come to find out, they were never supposed to be placed together. Never supposed to be placed together. She is not supposed to be placed with any of her siblings. And I did not know that till later. So I went through it, and it takes an emotional toll on you. Mind you, I'm trying to not think about the fact that the month that my mom passed is coming up, which now we're in. So I'm trying to keep my mind off of things and do things, not think about my business might be, I don't even want to say. I'm just trying to keep my mind off of things. That did not help though. It did not help. It kind of added to my stress. Not only that, I'm dealing with two parents separately. They're not together. So I'm dealing with visits for this parent, visits for this parent, calls for this parent, this calls for this parent. Permanent placement, like on the road to adoption. I can't take any more where it's like reunification is what is the word? Possible. Yeah. I don't want one of those anymore. No, I'm good. Because it's too stressful, because y'all, the parents is something too. So, woo, Jesus. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So it takes a toll on your mental, needs to be held accountable for what they've done. Yeah. It's a lot, y'all. So anyways, I'm here. I'm about to head out. I'm about to lock it up because technically the office is supposed to be closed today. I was only here to receive clothing. So I was like, well, might as well, since I'm in town. Plus, I have a family that I need to call because they haven't told me what they want to do with mom. Mom was picked up early yesterday morning, and they have not told me what they want to do, so I need to call them before I leave. And yeah, just keep me in prayer, please. I'm trying to remain positive as I can. If it's for me, then it's for me. If it's not, then it's not. And I'm trying to hang on in there, and that might not be what God wants me to do. I don't know. So I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Do I want my business to fail? No, absolutely not. I want it to be successful, of course, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm tired of stressing over it. I really am. And I carried all the weight on my own. And another thing that adds to like everything is my grief. Because if my mama was here, everything would be better. If my mama was here, I could do this with the kids. If my mama was here, the business, it will still, the stress will be divided between the both of us, not just me. I wouldn't be carrying all the weight of the financials and all of that on just me. It's a lot. It's a lot. And trying to get your team to understand I get it. They don't carry the financial load or the stress, so trying to get them to understand is just impossible. It's impossible. Even though, even when you try to explain it in detail, in great lengths, don't matter. It don't matter. You have to walk in these shoes in order to understand. And person I understood is no longer with me. So, yeah. Aw, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Oh, and thank you, Betty. I appreciate the prayers. Thank you so much, guys. You guys, I was hesitant to come on today. I was like, I don't know, because I'm dealing with some things, and certain people probably watch, and I don't need, you know, I don't need them all in my business. I feel like people think that you're doing good because I don't look like what I'm going through, but you're not supposed to look like what you're going through, right? And I don't wear a sign around my head that say dealing with things and have the list of things that I'm dealing with. And I like I said, I'd be hesitant to come on here because I'm like, those certain people will watch, and let them think whatever they want to think. That's all I can say. Just think what you want to think. Do what you want to do. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. At the end of the day, if, like I said, if it's meant for me to have what I'm supposed to have, then I'm going to have what I'm supposed to have. It may not be this. It may not be. I don't know. I don't know. It might be something different. I don't know. I don't know. If it's meant for me to even... I was thinking about this last night. Actually, no, early this morning. Yeah, early this morning, in the middle of the night, thinking about the fact that, you know, the older you get, the harder it is to, especially for a woman, to really, what's the word? The harder it is for a woman to see marriage in their future. Because the older you get, the harder it is for. And I never thought in a million years that would be my story. When I was young, I would hear that and I'd be like, oh God, that would never be me. Never say never. Oh my gosh, these old people knew what they were talking about. Honey, let me tell you. Because I did not know. I did not know that this would be my story. That I would be in a position to where I'm getting older. And these men, they want young. They don't want older. They don't want somebody. They want somebody. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that. They don't want older. They don't want somebody that's already doing things, got a business, all that. No, it's really harder for people like me. And I've had my own business since I was in my 30s, my early 30s. So now I'm in the 40s and it's harder. It's a lot harder. I could say too that I wasted a lot of time on the wrong man. I did that. Oh, if I could do it all over again, oh my gosh. But yes, I'm guilty of that. But I just spent a whole decade single, as if I had a whole lot of time. Who do that? Like, who? So many mistakes were made. So many mistakes were made. And I wish I could do it over again. But, yeah. Keep up the good content, praying for you. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. God sees and knows your heart. Let him guide you. I've been trying, Jay. Listen, I've been trying. I don't know. Because I don't know how God led me into this situation with the foster kids. I'm like, Lord. Because I prayed. I said, Lord, if it's your will, then they will be placed in my care. But if it's not your will, if this is not something that you feel like I can handle or whatever, they will find another good home for them. But they were placed with me the next day, and I was like, Okay, God, you must think that I got this. You must, yeah. Y'all, I love this little snack. It's called Made Good Organic Granola Bites, strawberry flavor. Oh, I love these. So good. They're only 100 calories. So good. So that's my story time for today. Like I said, I need to call this family before I leave. But there's a whole lot more that's happened or that I can't talk about right now. But just give me a prayer. I appreciate that. And please, any people that's praying against me, please stop. I really just please stop. Please stop. Because because I do feel like people want to see me fail and are really hoping that I fail and waiting for me to fail. So yeah. God bless you. God bless you. Okay? DJ, much love to you too, sweetheart. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, guys. All right. So, 23 likes. Come on, y'all. Really? You love me, but 23 likes? Really? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? So my top fan today, shout out to, why can't I see it? It won't even let me click on it. Oh, it won't even let me click on it. How am I supposed to know? It just showed partial name. Dari. It don't show the whole name. And Jay and Betty, my top supporters. Thank you so much. Dara. Who is that? Is it a Darius or something in the comments? And Jay and Betty, thank you guys so much for being my top supporters, my top fans on today. I'm number one, DJ. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Y'all, make sure you don't look like what you're going through. If you're struggling and everything, try to find somebody to talk to. I'm so grateful that God sent that young lady on Sunday as an angel that I could talk to. She literally, she saw the need. She kind of saw that I needed something more on Sunday and asked me to go with her to Starbucks and just talk. And I needed that. She said, "Can you get somebody to watch the kids?" And we just go, and I did that before my family dinner, because we do family dinner on Sundays. And I met up with my family afterwards at eating the crumbs, y'all. This thing, I like that. But met up with my family afterwards, and I really needed that, another adult to talk to. And because it's not just with the kids, it's just a lot. It's everything, the business, with the grief and the loneliness and all of that, the stress of the finances and all of that. It's just a lot. It's a lot that I feel like I'm carrying. And I hate to say that, because I know there's other people that's way worse than me, that's going through so much, more than me. So I count my blessings as well, because it could be a lot worse. I have a roof over my head, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet. I have food that I can eat. So I do appreciate, and I am grateful for what I do have. I'm grateful that I still have my business. I mean, we hanging on by a little thread, but I still have my business. To God be the glory. But I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my son. I am grateful. I am grateful. So, yeah, just I'll pray for you, and hopefully you'll keep me in prayer. Pray for me. And I think that's it. I think I better go ahead and make my calls before I close out, because baby girl she really didn't want to, even though she knew. Oh, that's what I want to tell you guys before I leave. We went to BJ's on Sunday. Shout out to BJ's. Y'all, y'all know nothing, none of my stuff is sponsored. So if I'm saying something, it's because I really like it. Went to BJ's, y'all. First of all, these kids are lucky. I don't remember going to a lot of restaurants when I was young. I really don't. It was a lot of us too. So yeah, I don't remember us going to restaurants. No. These kids are lucky. They got their own meals and stuff. My family treated the kids, and everything. Anyways, but baby girl, my foster daughter, she had a good time. She was enjoying herself with my family and feeling safe, and she said she had the best day. That was sweet. But y'all, let me tell y'all about this steak. Baby, y'all know I love steak, right? Well, if you don't know, now you know. I love steak. And my aunt had this ribeye, and I was looking at it. Now, my aunt, she like her steak to still be mooing. I don't. I don't want to meet the cow or anything. I'm good, okay? I'm going to need it to be a little done, okay? So I looked at her and said, I was like, oh, my God, that looks so good. She said, you want to taste? And I'm like, oh, no, it's still mooing. But she let me taste, and I was like, ooh, this is good. The seasoning, it was so good. Now, the thought of me eating, because it was, yeah, anyways, that wasn't good. So I ordered medium, but I always order my medium well. She do rare. Ugh, I was gonna say medium well. So got mine, y'all. Oh, when I tell y'all that was the best, because I was like, oh, I hope they make mine good too. Y'all, it was the best steak. Mwah! We went to the one in Cerritos. So just in case, you know, they may not all get down like that. So the one in Cerritos, shout out to that one. It was so good. It was good. Whoever the chef was that day, you got down with the get down. Oh, it was so good. And the mashed potatoes, it was so good. So fluffy. Oh, it was good. Okay, y'all, I'm done. Because now I done made myself hungry. It's better that way sometimes. Yeah, I know. Everybody saying I like steak and onions. Yeah, I don't do the onions. I'm not a fan of onions. I could tolerate grilled onions. I could tolerate it and I cook with it, but raw, I can't stand. Like when they bite into a burger or something, they have them raw onions. I can't stand it. But yes. So anyways, that's all, guys. That's all I got for you today. I gotta go and pick up something from another mortuary friend, and I'm gonna lock this place down. I need to call this family before I do so. And that's it, y'all. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed and safe and wonderful holiday tomorrow. If you celebrate, if you don't, I know I get with my family and we eat barbecue. We don't necessarily celebrate that day, but we get together and we eat barbecue. So I am looking forward to the barbecue and the watermelon and yes, all of the festivities. So enjoy. Have a blessed and wonderful, safe weekend. Till the next time. Love you guys.